I think it's about time that we ran this back. I attempted my first monotype Nuzlocke the other month, where I attempted to play through Pokemon Emerald using only water types. And I lost to Norman, which sucked. So today I am here to redeem myself and attempt to finally complete the challenge I set out for myself so long ago now. So let's jump into it. Subscribe if you're new. This is a good one. This run starts like all other monotype water runs in Hoenn. You pick your Mudkip as your starter, you beat your rival, you catch Wingull, Lotad, and then Marill, all before the first gym. Pretty simple so far, right? Roxanne is absolutely no problem for our water types, as Mudkip solos the entire gym by himself, allowing him to evolve after the battle and learning Mudshot. We sail over to Doofa Town and pick up an old rod from this kind fisherman here, and we use it immediately to add 2 members to the team, Magikarp and Tentacool. Unfortunately, the level cap of 19 stops us from actually using the Gyarados the Magikarp becomes from this next gym, so we just have to go in without it. But luckily, we don't really need that, as Marshtomp's Bloodlust has not yet been quenched. And he jumps into the battle with Brawly and slowly pieces all of his Pokemon up and takes them all apart with no problem whatsoever. Unfortunately, there are no new encounters for us before the next gym, but we do manage to pick up the soft sand from this girl on the beach, who's kind of just surrounded in soft sand. Like, could we not just, like, grab the sand ourselves? No? Okay, fine. It was around this point as well that we managed to evolve Magikarp into Gyarados, who's going to be a really good Pokemon for us in this run. And then we have the rival fight with May on Route 110. Chad V2 does a decent amount to her lead Wingull, but gets confused, so I switch out to my own Wingull, who takes far too much damage on the switch, meaning I have to switch again, this time into Oku, the Gyarados, who easily takes out May's stupid Seagull. May for some reason then decides that Slugma is the best choice, so I swap back into Chad, who takes it out with a single water gun. This then brings in May's final Pokemon, Grovyle. Luckily, Grovyle's best grass type move at this point is Absorb, so we can pretty safely swap back into Gyarados and slowly whittle away at the Time Gear Thief's health as he struggles to hit Gyarados for any meaningful damage. Eventually, we win the battle and we move on to Wattson. Now, my original plan for this gym was Marshtomp, and that was the whole plan. But for whatever reason, right, Voltorb just straight up explodes on me first turn, which isn't great. Luckily, Chad survives, but that's not great for the rest of the fight being on this low health. We Mudshot the Electrike, taking it out in one hit, luckily, leaving the 2 main threats still to go. Magneton comes out next, and I go for another Mudshot, which luckily kills, but not before taking a Sonic Boom, bringing me down to 8 health. This isn't looking good. As Manectric comes out, this entire run is on the line here. This is where I admittedly lose my head a little bit and start playing not too great. I swap into Kivu, the Lombre, who takes the quick attack, and we chip a bit of health away with Fake Out. The next turn, he uses Howl as we use Swift. Nature Power is just not my favorite move ever. Manectric hits a Shockwave as we go for an Absorb, which does absolutely nothing, so I'm forced to swap out if I want to try and save my future Ludicolo. Malawi, the Tentacool, is unfortunately the guy who gets sent in to take the Shockwave, and he does, and he lives on 11 HP. The problem here is that now I don't know what move Manectric is going to use. If I knew it was going to be Shockwave again, Marshtomp is a safe swap to get into Gyarados or something like that afterwards, but now that Malawi is so low, this could be any move, and swapping into Chad could end up getting him killed. I eventually decide to send in Linneo, who takes the quick attack, so that was the right play. Sending in Chad would have got him killed. I for some reason go for Bubble Beam here as Linneo takes a Shockwave, and as we proc Manectric's Berry, we're back to where we started. Thinking that Manectric was going to go for quick attack again, I swap in Taina, our Wingull, and it does not go for quick attack. For some reason, he goes for Shockwave here, killing our Wingull. I thought at this point the run was done for. I swapped Gyarados in to get an Intimidate off, and because I know it's going for a Shockwave, I can safely swap between Gyarados and Marshtomp to get as much of his attack down as I can. This is the only thing I could think of to give us a fighting chance of winning this battle, and I decide to stay in for a turn eventually with Chad after swapping a few times and fire off a Mudshot. Luckily, the Mudshot kills the electric dog and it wins us the gym badge, saving the lives of the rest of our team. I had to do all of that just because Voltorb exploded right away instead of clicking any other move. We do get a bit of a break until we fight Maxie at the top of Mount Chimney, but his team doesn't really pose that much of a threat to us at all, and we make our way over to the next gym, Flannery and her fire types. I lead Linneo into Flannery's Nummel, and Bumblebee makes quick work of the poor little camel. Flannery then decides that her fire slug is the answer, who also meets the same fate. Flannery then sends in her big camel next, who also goes down in one hit. And finally, her turtle comes out next, and he doesn't go down in one bubble beam, unfortunately. After setting up Sunny Day, a few more exchanges, and a swap to Gyarados, ends up finishing the fight with Dragon Rage. A lot more simple than the horror show that was Wattson's gym, but this leads us then straight back to Norman, the run killer. I had no plan going into this and how I was going to make this attempt any different from the other. I still had Marshtomp and I still had Gyarados this time at least, so I was hoping that this would allow everything to be different. I did catch a Goldeen just before this fight that's sole purpose was to be used as bait to allow something to get into slaking on a turn where he wasn't going to attack. So after doing as much prep as I could and evolving Tentacool, I clicked to start the battle and I let fate decide how it was going to go. Oh, I've clicked it now. We have to do this. Spinder can't really do anything, right? Crit. Nice. Good start. Good start. That's just going to confuse us. That's fine. Why would you use that twice? That's fine. I guess we'll just go back into Gyarados and start again. Crit again. That'd be huge. No, that's fine. That is a super effective move. I do realize this now. The thing is, it's a Spinder. Like, it's not the end of the world. Okay, that's still not killing. We get the Oran Berry. This kills this time. Sweet. Oh, that's huge. Come on, hit yourself. No. Okay, we live. Okay, so this guy does nothing to Gyarados. But he does. All of his attacks should be about 20%. So he... Oh, -1 as well. Because of Intimidate. Yeah, it might be alright. That itself, you'd love to see it. Barely does anything. Snapped out already, which kind of sucks, but it's fine. Yeah, no, that's doing nothing, mate. Slash. That's okay. And he dies. That wasn't... I thought that range was a bit bigger. I'll have to... It is what it is. Okay, Lanoon being next is terrifying for me. Oh, it's used Facade. It hasn't even gone for... I don't know if it can belly drum now, can it? Oh! Gyarados! Oh my god. Oh my god. Get Linneo in there now. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, man. Come on, kill. 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 No, it doesn't kill. That's fine. It's not ideal. We live there. It's getting close. I'm not liking this at all. Oh, speed fell. We are still not faster, but I think with this berry, we survive another. Yeah, just don't crit. Bah. Yeah, we were risking that. I should have swapped out. That's okay. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. I think with a mud shot. Oh my god, Chad's faster. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. I don't want to put Chad out in front of any of this. So, I'm sending in Goldeen. Oh, I don't care about Goldeen. I'm gonna be honest. If we can get some like chip damage in, that's cool. But Goldeen's faster than Slaking. Didn't know that. Just using counter. Goldeen's gonna just... Oh no, it's a speed tie apparently. I didn't know that. Okay, Facade, that's fine. I swear to God, I'm praying. Oh my God, I fucked up. I fucked up. I didn't teach him dig. I didn't teach him dig. Oh my God. I didn't teach him dig. That was the whole idea. That was like the point. That was how I was going to win. I didn't even teach it to him. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Don't kill. It's going to kill me. Fuck. Okay. He's on a loafing turn and he's slow as hell. Oh, that's so dumb. That's so dumb. Okay. That's fine. We did it. Did Goldine live? No, wait. Goldine didn't live, did they? No, Goldine didn't live. I was going to be pissed if Goldine lived and Chad died. So we managed to get through, but it comes at the cost of Marshtomp's life. Oh, and the other two, I guess. Linneo, I am actually sad about. I really do like Azumarill, but Goldine, yeah, I don't care. This is now officially our furthest run yet. Our team is looking a little thin after that last battle though, but luckily this is the stage of the water-only run that actually allows us to catch a couple more encounters. After receiving the good rod, I managed to fish up a Carvana, who immediately evolves into Sharpedo. I also catch a Whalmer, then a Barboach, and then a Corfish. After a little bit of leveling up, we evolve Barboach into Wishcash and Corfish into Crawdon. So now, to be fair to us, our team is looking kind of dangerous again. Except for Kivu. He's still kind of useless. Now, we do technically get another encounter in cast form from the Weather Institute, but I'll warn you now, I literally never use it, so I'm not counting it. The rival fight on the same route goes pretty smoothly, allowing us to enter Fortree City. And Winona's gym is gonna be pretty scary. As the battle begins, Winona leads her Swablu, who goes down into Surfs, which then brings out Tropius. I do some completely pointless switching, nearly game-ending Lombre, and eventually use Crawdon to just whittle it down with knockoffs and Surfs, and use to Protect on the turns where it's going to fire off a Solar Beam. Having Protect on Crawdon allows us to kill the beast fairly risk-free, if you ignore Kivu nearly dying for no reason. Pelipper comes in next, so I stay in, and eventually we smack the bird enough to bring it down. Skarmory is the next Pokemon from Winona to enter the field, and we hand it over to Victoria the Whiscash to handle her. 2 Surfs is enough to take down the metal bird. This leaves the final threat, Altaria. I swap into Oku and just start wailing on Altaria with Dragon Rages as the Cloud Dragon itself starts trying to set up D-dances. Winona does get a crit aerial ace, which was kind of scary, but the final Dragon Rage finishes the job. So we made it through Winona completely deathless. The next couple of evil team fights aren't really trouble for the team at this point. We managed to deal with all of the threats effectively. Essentially, mainly in these were pretty free battles, really. A battle that isn't so free, though, is Tate and Liza. This is definitely a fight I could have played better, and watching myself back now that I've done a couple more Nuzlocke runs and stuff like that since, I don't know what I'm doing in this run. Like, I would have played this so differently now. But I think it is just best to hear from what I was saying at the time. Let's just give it a go. Claydol and Xatu, here we go. Oh, we could technically bite Xatu. I just don't think it's killing it. I think we just double surf. Psychic on Debo. No way, man. Crit first turn. Claydol, please leave him alone. No. Gets crit first turn, man. And now he's using Sunny Days to all of our water types. I didn't think about that bit to start with. I didn't think that crit was going to do so much damage, man. I didn't think we were going to get crit. Oh my god, dude. That unlucky crit. Xatu's still not dead. I had myself a confusion. Brilliant, man. There's not really a good switch for me here. Come on, Hydro Pump hit. Let's go. Big hit. And we get a crit. Solrock was actually probably the worst thing we could have done. Why have we done this to ourselves? And used Surf. Huge. Thing is, right. Solrock is just going to start blasting out Solar Beams. But the earthquake guy's gone. Ooh, okay. I knew he'd use Solar Beam into Kivu. Please don't kill him. Oh my god. He's so dead next turn, but like... Oh my god. Do we dare Hydro Pump again? The Surf ain't killing that. We might be able to save him. Is he just going to Solar... He won't Solar Beam again. Surely not. Surely he'll Flamethrower into that slot now. Because I'm just thinking... This is a Water Dark type. Immune to Psychic. We might be able to save Kivu. Yeah, let's go. Oh, and we blasted with another Hydro Pump. Doesn't die. Oh, that's unlucky. But they both Psychic into that slot. That's so good. Oh, we're just not like doing incredibly here. Okay, Zatu setting up Sunny Day again. Blasting him with a Hydro Pump. Doesn't quite kill, but that's all right. They both use Sunny Day. I should have attacked. I don't know why I protected on Crawdaunt. Surf. I kind of want to protect again, but I know it's not going to work. They heal again, dude? Oh my god. Solrock is a nightmare. I didn't realize they were going to heal him twice. Jesus Christ. This is taking forever. So they're going to be blasting off Solar Beams, right? I just have a feeling they're going to fire it into Crawdaunt. Oh, let's go, Oku. Please kill Zatu. Just please kill it. In hell. Okay, a Psychic into Gyarados. We're fine with that. We're so... Once again, should have just attacked Solrock, but it's fine. Because now this is going to be the turn he... Okay, Zatu's finally dead. I feel like we've done that in a terrible order, though. We really should have tried to focus on killing Solrock first. Okay, they're just Psychicking into Gyarados. Come on, Volta, hit them. Sake. Oh, of course, that's the one we missed. And I don't protect on that turn and lose Crawdaunt. God, this battle went horribly. This went so bad. Don't kill Gyarados. Surely he just dies here. Yeah, okay. Oh, I made a mistake and lost Crawdaunt, man. I'm actually so annoyed. I mean, losing those two there did kind of hurt, but enough Pokemon are still alive with enough encounters left to try and build a decent team. Then luckily this isn't going to be the end of the run because we lost those two. It would have been nice to keep them alive, but going into this fight now, I definitely, like I said, would have played it a whole lot different. After Tate and Liza, I went on a bit of a catching spree. I caught Staryu, which we technically could have caught before Tate and Liza, I think. Oh well. I also catch a Love Disc that never really does anything, a Chinchou underwater, which is really cool, and then I catch a Horsey, and finally a Spheal, who I also probably could have caught before Tate and Liza. Leave me alone, alright? My brain isn't big enough for this. I'm way out of my depth. After doing some leveling up, I managed to evolve Chinchou into a Lantern, I evolved Horsey into Seadra, and then again into Kingdra using my super legit link cable and trading it. And then Spheal evolves into Celio and then into Walrein, an absolute powerhouse of a Pokemon. I also then go and find 2 Water Stones and use the first one on Staryu so that we can gain access to using Starmie, and we use the second on Lombre to evolve him into Ludicolo. Finally making this Pokemon sort of useful. Now, I should have been using Game Corner TMs from the start really, but I just didn't. Lombre actually would have been quite good if he had Ice Beam earlier on. But again, I know more now than I did when I did this run. After beating Archie, I then have to go and wake up Rayquaza to settle the beef between these other 2 legendary Pokemon. And listen, right? I love Groudon. He's my boy, right? But what does he think he's going to do with this amount of land surrounded by water? Like, that's a losing battle. Come on now. Quan is the final gym leader, and he leads Love Disc. He just dies to a Thunderbolt from Lantern, so that's nice. Whiscash comes out next, which Ludicolo handily takes care of with his newly taught Giga Drain. Celio is the next to come out, but after firing off a few more Giga Drains and Surfs and surviving an Aurora Beam, the seal goes down and Kingdra takes the floor. This Kingdra is evil. With Double Team and Smokescreen, this Pokemon is designed to be in the battle for a while, and it's really hard to find something that hits this monster for actual good damage. So if I let this thing set up too much, he's going to be sitting there, unable to be hit, and he'll slowly piece apart my entire team, while I either can't hit him, or when I do hit him, I won't be doing much damage. We go through all of our Thunderbolts, and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to make this thing go down quickly, but on the final Thunderbolt, we actually hit, and we get a critical hit. Thank God for that. If that Thunderbolt didn't connect, or it wasn't a crit, I genuinely think the run could have ended right there. This then only leaves Crawdaunt, who gets taken out by Victoria fairly swiftly. There we go, that is 8 gym badges. The only thing that stands in our way now is a fight with Wally and the Elite Four. And speaking of Wally, he's always been fairly easy, right? Like, he's never really been a problem for our team. All of the other times we battled him, he's just been rubbish. And I'm sure this battle is going to be the exact same as all the rest of them have been, right? Yeah, so somehow Kingdra's just died. Luckily, though, Kingdra's moveset honestly isn't all that good when it comes to fighting against the Elite Four. He's a cool Pokemon, don't get me wrong, but I just don't know how to use him in this game. The Gen 3 Learn set for him isn't my favorite. However, after that, we do make it through the rest of Victory Road unscathed, and we prepare ourselves for our final challenge, the Elite Four. And this is what our team looks like going into it. I think considering what we've been through to get here, this is a pretty good looking team. Sydney is first. He leads Mightyana, and I lead Oku, who fires off a bunch of EQs to take out the first of his Pokemon. Absol is the second Pokemon from Sydney to come out, and he goes down to a couple of attacks as well, just as he was trying to set up Swords Dances, so that could have been dangerous. Shiftridge comes out third, and we fire off a Flamethrower. Unfortunately, it doesn't kill, so he just sets up a double team. The next turn we miss, unfortunately, and we get confused by Swagger, so I decide to swap out into Walrein, who manages to connect with an Ice Beam and take down Shiftry. Cacturne comes out next, who goes down to a single Ice Beam, leaving just Crawdaunt left. An easy kill for any of our team, right? Right? Well, the first attack Walrein fires off doesn't do a whole lot of damage, as Crawdaunt just sets up a Swords Dance, so okay, not great, but we're surely fine here anyway, right? I fire off an Ice Beam, which doesn't kill either. Still okay, he's dead next turn, right? Crawdaunt will die in the next turn. I don't think even with a Swords Dance he can do anything. Kivu takes the field and gets the revenge kill, but Walrein's death essentially spells the end of this Elite Four run already. But we press on anyway. It's what Walrein would have wanted, and luckily we catch a bit of a break with Phoebe as our team carefully picks through the team of ghosts that give us a deathless victory. Unfortunately, that luck won't last. Glacia is next with some hard hitters and some really bulky Pokemon that could be hard for our team to make their way through. We fire off as many Earthquakes as it takes to take out the initial Celio, but that leaves Victoria in the yellow and also paralyzed. Oki comes in to fire off a Flamethrower, and then after another turn of exchanging attacks, the first Glalie goes down. The second Celio then comes out, and I swap to Lantern to fire off a Thunderbolt, which claims the kill. 2 Pokemon left. Her second Glalie comes out. Lantern takes a Shadow Ball as we just fire off Surfs, hoping to take Glalie down. However, Glalie is left with a sliver of health at this point, and what I don't realize is that I am essentially staring down a ticking time bomb. I swap to Ludicolo as I'm worried about Lantern's health, but to my horror, Glalie explodes, killing Ludicolo the second he joins the battle, which is devastating. I really didn't think for some reason that he'd do that, but of course he would do that. He's got no health left. Glacia's Walrein is all that remains between us and the Drake fight. So I send in Lantern, who gets outsped, survives the Ice Beam, but gets frozen. just typical. I swap to Starmie for the first time ever and fire off a Psychic. I stall a little bit with Recover, and then a few more Psychics take out Walrein. allowing us to go into the Drake fight with what remains of our team. 2 crucial members gone, 4 Pokemon still waiting to avenge their fallen friends. This wasn't going to be impossible to win. It was just going to be far more difficult. I healed up the team, prepared as much as I could for what was ahead, and we walked through the doors, nerves at an all-time high, and the battle begins. Drake leads Shelgon, and we lead Starmie, who knows Ice Beam. We fire one off, and we claim the first kill in one hit. Pretty good start. Flygon comes out next and threatens Crunch, and I decide to swap to Victoria, who takes it, and then an Earthquake, fires off a Surf, but then falls to another Earthquake. That probably wasn't the right play. Starmie comes back in and finishes off the Flygon with an Ice Beam. Salamence comes out next and falls to a single Ice Beam, and so does the following Altaria. And then Kingdra comes out. We hit a crit Ice Beam and get the freeze, but on literally the same turn, he thaws out and hits a smoke screen. I can't believe it, man. We fire off more moves, but we just start missing, and we never hit another crit, meaning Starmie gets taken out. And it was all my fault because I was tilted at this point and I wasn't thinking straight. I send in Lantern, who finishes Kingdra off with a few more Thunderbolts. So we have made it through, but lost 2 more of our remaining team purely because I just wasn't playing well and I wasn't thinking properly. We have 2 Pokemon left and Wallace is waiting on the other side of the doors. I step through knowing the unfortunate fate of the remaining members of the team before we even start the battle. But there was nothing I could do to stop it. Wallace sends out his Wailord, reminding us of the one we lost to Tate and Liza, and we managed to hit it with a Thunderbolt, which doesn't quite take it out. Wallace heals and then swaps out to Whiscash, who takes out Lantern with an Earthquake on the next turn. With only one option left, I send out Oku to do what he could, and he manages to take out the Whiscash, and then the returning Wailord as well. But then Tentacruel comes in. Thunderbolt from Gyarados isn't enough to kill it, and we get poisoned by Toxic, sealing the fate of our team and the entire run. There was nothing I could do to get the Tentacruel off the field fast enough or to end the fight quick enough to keep Gyarados alive and win this fight. The Toxic poison was too much, and Gyarados eventually fell. Losing to the champion hurts. We made it all of this way, but a few silly mistakes on the run up to this fight meant we were going in at an immediate disadvantage. Had we had our entire team here with us for this battle, I feel as though we might have been able to make it through, but unfortunately we didn't have them all with us, and as a result, we lost it all. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time.